What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another vlog, and today I'm just gonna take it easy and I'm gonna walk from Williamsburg all the way to Greenpoint and see what happens. I'm not sure which route I'm gonna take. I'll probably take Bedford Street, which I walk around it, but I never walk like the whole thing all the way to Greenpoint, and I'm probably gonna connect with Manhattan Avenue and Greenpoint, so I'm gonna see what's going on, so join me. As you guys know, Williamsburg has changed a lot, and it developed a lot to the hipster capital around New York, probably Brooklyn. And once you get off the subway stop, you're gonna see like a lot of shops, tattoo shops, a lot of like restaurants too, and like the vibe is just something unique. But I think there's a lot more to explore in the neighborhood. And this is like a regular residential street around here. A lot of nice apartments and stuff. And believe it or not, sometimes in the nighttime it's pretty peaceful, and I see a lot of parking spots when I walk around the street. So I think I'm gonna make a right turn, walk a little forward, and then see where can I go. Another cool thing about Williamsburg is that a lot of the streets here, they could be their own main street. Like they have their own stores and stuff. A lot of neighborhoods that I go, it's only one or two main streets, but over here plenty of them are main streets. And then another cool thing about Williamsburg, something pretty interesting, like look at this apartment complex. I don't know, like the design looks like it's a piece of wood all connected together with the buildings. But this is something you're gonna see all over Brooklyn, you know. Yeah, I just love how modern that architecture is. So it's pretty beautiful. And I gotta say, the weather's just perfect. It's late September, but it's just the way I like it, you know, not hot, not cold. Wearing a simple t-shirt, no humidity. Because I felt like this past summer it was a little bit brutal here in New York City, which I made a lot of vlogs, but I think I was struggling a little bit with the heat and all sweaty. But that's how it is in New York, you know. We get really cold winters and really hot summers, but you just gotta go with the flow. And here's like another new building, another new development going on. Even over here too, it's just new. I think it resembles like the old architecture, but then you can see how they build it with the new ones. It says Pods, so I think this is like a hotel. I'm not sure. Usually Pods in New York, those are like the edition of a capsule hotel in Japan, but it's all like small hotels. I don't know if they got like a bunker or something like that, like tiny rooms for I guess a little bit more affordable price. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So now I'm just gonna make my way to one of the main streets, Bedford Street, and then I'm just gonna walk all the way up until I see what's happening around, see what's going on around the neighborhood. So ahead of me is Bedford Avenue. And another thing I want to highlight about Brooklyn, even though it's pretty hipster and stuff, one cool thing in the streets is that you're gonna see like a lot of food trucks, especially taco stands, halal food, and they're surprisingly pretty good. And then if you go a little bit over that way, we got one of the famous birria tacos. You know, they got the original one in Queens, and they opened one here in Williamsburg, so I think that's pretty cool. So this is Bedford Avenue in Brooklyn. You can start seeing there's a lot of stores, pretty much like chain stores, but there's a mixture of everything. And we got this over here. Of course, they got some expensive brands like Sephora and stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna keep walking deep forward. Then they got like a wholesale supermarket. This is Sephora, and then this is what I'm talking about. One of the food trucks over here, tacos. There's an Indian food truck across the street, and there's a Jamaican spot on the other side of the street. I like the architecture of this one. It's pretty beautiful. And then, I don't know if you can see clearly, but that's a Jamaican food truck right there. And then Whole Foods supermarket, which is a supermarket based on organic products. There you can see how beautiful this old building is. You can see how beautiful this old buildings are, the way how they fix it. And also I like how you got the sidewalk over here. And then it goes with a lot of local business over here. Even if you don't shop, just walking around, I think it's pretty interesting. Like an office and everything. Across the street, there's more stuff going on. There's even a Joe's Pizza right across the street where they got a couple of those brands around New York City, especially Manhattan. got one right there in the corner. Good pizza though, you know, it's totally worth it. Then another thing you're gonna notice about this neighborhood is a lot of smoke shops. They also got the outdoor dining over here with the bars. You know, like a lot of young people, especially young professionals, live or hang out around here. There's also a couple of clubs and stuff. I think that's another smoke shop right there. They got a products, face masks. Right now, a lot of business, even if they got nothing to do with it, they still sell hand sanitizers and face masks because of what's going on, you know. Then another cool thing you're gonna notice about Williamsburg is like the street art. There's one ahead of me. Then you're gonna see regular old apartments like this. And I'm gonna walk forward. And then here you see like the main subway line served by the area, which is the L train. Bedford Street right here, subway. You could go to Manhattan or go all the way to Canarsie in Brooklyn. Never been there. But I'll probably check it out one day. I mean, I don't know if you can zoom it, but there's like a tall condo over there. It's a deli over here. This is a nice looking street. Like I say, in Williamsburg, a lot of streets can be their own mini main street with the design. Then they got a COVID testing center over there to shop with the street murals. I think it's pretty cool. Over here, this is a cute looking sidewalk with the brownstones to my right hand side. The beautiful architecture right here. I love the details, how they have the plants, the stairs. You can see it by like if you're in Park Slope. Then another cool thing about this neighborhood is the diversity of the restaurants, from Mexicans to Asian to a little bit of everything, Caribbean, you know, they got it all. So, and the way how they decorate it and they put the outdoor dining and resemble is pretty good. So, you know, pretty neat. Here I made it to a local park, McCarran Park right here. And it's kind of like the borderline of Williamsburg with Greenpoint. Not much happening over here. But I think on the other side of the park is where it officially starts the other neighborhood of Brooklyn, Greenpoint. Surrounded by apartments. And I've never been in this park, so I'm just walking around here. So far, you know, pretty peaceful. You got a baseball field. Not sure if they have like a track field, but a lot of trees also for sure. Just wandering around here. Spacious too, you know. Just gonna continue with my walk and make it a Greenpoint. It's been a minute since I've been there. I made a blog there, I think like maybe 2 years ago. So this is my first time back again since that time to see how the neighborhood looks like. And one thing I just love about New York, no matter which borough you go, whether the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, is that a lot of neighborhoods that connect with each other. Like it's not divided by a river or something. You just walk by a street and you end up in another neighborhood. You know, if you know the area or if you study the map. Right now I'm walking in Williamsburg, but then maybe not too far from here I'm gonna end up in Greenpoint, which is another cool neighborhood in Brooklyn. Mostly like polished, but it's mixed too. A lot of Puerto Ricans, a little bit of everything. They also got like a main street, like I said, Manhattan. And I think the main street, it resembles a little bit Jersey City Heights in New Jersey. But yeah, it's gonna be really cool. So now I'm officially in Greenpoint, Manhattan Avenue. And it's a different vibe over here, but pretty cool. But I've never been in this section, but yeah. You see what's happening here, a lot of shops. Really beautiful, you know, a lot of beauty shops. I'm just gonna walk ahead. We also got the outdoor dining. See it clearly over there. A lot of restaurants, laundromats, and it keeps going all the way down that way. So now this is Manhattan Avenue, like I said before. I feel like there's more, I don't know, activity happening over here. It's not too crowded, but just literally like more business happening over here, like more options. Like Williamsburg is a little bit more upscale here. It's like a mixture of everything, you know. I tell you, it really reminds me like if I'm in Jersey City Heights and Central Avenue. Has like a similar vibe to it. But yeah, I know there's a lot of taco spots too. Here's a taqueria, seafood restaurant too. So yeah, at the same time I feel like this neighborhood is a little underrated because I feel like Williamsburg gets all the attention, but this one I feel like it's pretty authentic. It has like its own vibe to it. You can see, you know, and then it also has like its own waterfront too. You can get a nice view of Manhattan. But we keep going a little forward to see what's going on. You can see Manhattan Avenue is pretty big. It still keeps on going. Find a little bit of everything. Deli, coffee shops. And one cool thing, it goes around the hill. So like I said, a little bit of everything. Markets, furniture, supermarkets, chain business. And there you go, the New York sound. It's like all of my videos, you always hear that New York sound when they hump the horn, you know. So it's pretty funny. I had to make a little detour over here because I think this street is pretty beautiful. With the brownstones and stuff. Let me see if I can stand a little bit in the middle of the street. But yeah, you can see the surroundings here. Apartments, and then what I like is the trees are over the road, you know. It's gonna be beautiful like in a week or two when the leaves start turning like red and orange. So it's pretty interesting. One of the main things you're gonna see when you Google Greenpoint is this church. It's an attraction, and if you go down Milton Street, you can get like a nice picture of the church. So it's pretty beautiful. So now I'm just gonna walk back to Franklin Street, and then it converts into Kent Avenue in the Williamsburg side. But just look at the street. How beautiful, all this brownstones. The trees, and there's another church over here. And it keeps going down the hill. It's like every single building has like its own collection of architecture. So, and like I said, like in a week or two, you know, when the leaves turn into red or orange, it's gonna be like a scenic street, you know, pretty beautiful. And I gotta say, I just love the diversity that you get in every single block in New York City. You could get a crowded street with a lot of business, and then you end up in a street like this with this residential brownstones, and you hear even the birds. I hope it's not bats, but you hear the birds and everything. I'll just show you around here what's going on. Like all these beautiful buildings. Earlier today it was raining. It stopped, but I think it's supposed to rain a little bit later. Around 6 or 7 o'clock. Yeah. So like I said, now I'm just gonna make my way to the left and walk all the way back to Williamsburg, and I'll probably just catch the ferry to Manhattan. And this over here is Franklin Street, and like I say, once you enter the side of Williamsburg, the name changes to Kent Avenue. And it looks a little bit like Williamsburg on this side, you know, like the warehouse looking building, but it has like a business in the inside. It's crazy, but I think this side is a little bit more busy than Manhattan Avenue. So far so cool. So far so cool, and you can see the clouds, which it tells it's gonna rain later. I gotta say, it's pretty crazy that you walk here and it's so quiet. Like a couple of people walking around, you know, like you feel like if you're in the suburb or something when it's like extremely like this, you know, not too many noise going on. I think I kind of like this theme, but I think it gotta be due for a cut. They got the vegetation over here, the plants. So I'm not sure, this might be like the borderline again of Greenpoint and Williamsburg. I just gotta see the name of the street, how it changes. But yeah, one thing I forgot to mention also is that Greenpoint is the northern tip of Brooklyn, New York. All the way up north, and it goes all the way down south to Coney Island, so it tells you how big the borough is. Those buildings are ahead of me. You can start seeing that's Williamsburg. But the name of the street here is still Franklin Street, so I'm still in the Greenpoint side. And the street is also like a bike lane friendly. So I gotta cross this sign for myself. So walk a little bit forward. Also got some cool street art here. It looks like some abandoned buildings. but I'm not sure. Then choose the earth. Then there's even a cooler street art here in this other side of the street. Let's get a little bit closer to show you guys what's going on. So it's like an urban art, like a skater and everything. The colors are pretty nice. That's one feeling I like about Brooklyn and all over New York City, all the street art that you're gonna find around. But it's pretty cool. So now this side of the road is called Kent Avenue. So this means that I'm officially in Williamsburg. You can't really see it clearly, but it stays in the sign over there. Then you see all the buildings with the waterfront in Williamsburg. All the development that's going on around here. And then Manhattan is over this way. So I'm probably like in an isolated area, but I don't mind, you know, I like walking off the beaten path, even though Williamsburg, a lot of people to go, but I don't think they explore like this street over here. But pretty lonely part, but I'm not sure if they're gonna develop something here to my right hand side. It's a little windy over here. I'm just gonna walk all the way to the ferry and then probably just gonna wrap up the vlog. So that was the end of my video, walking around Williamsburg and Greenpoint in Brooklyn, New York. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all and peace.